Hi, welcome back to the Reign of Shane. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about how I got into collecting, some of the things that I like, some of the things that I've collected over the years, childhood interests that have floated into adulthood. Ooh. So, as I had mentioned in the past, the past being video previous, I wanted to be a professional athlete. I was very convinced that I was going to be a professional golfer. I was going to buy my parents a mansion and that things were going to be all hunky dory. Mind you, I mean, I grew up with Tiger Woods. So this dude is balling out, just an absolute amazing golfer, revolutionizing the sport. And it gave kids dreams. Like, holy smokes, did it give kids dreams that they were going to be professional golfers. And I mean, I was good, but I wasn't amazing. And that became very, very evident as I played in tournaments, tried to pursue the golf life. Another thing is video games, board games. So Christmas, my family always went to my grandparents' house for Christmas, and my grandpa would always buy a new board game every year. And it was hilarious to watch my dad and my grandpa and my uncle argue over how the rules of the game were supposed to go. Did we really play them by the real rules? I don't know, but that's how we still play them today. So that really helped my love for board games and my continued love for board games that continues to sneak um, into my adulthood. And then also video games. My grandpa, he was nuts. Like, I don't know. It was, as a kid, it was just amazing. The Nintendo came out. I didn't even know that the Nintendo was going to be a thing, that it was a thing. Like I said, I had an Intellivision, and I didn't know that there was a Nintendo coming out. And we go to my grandparents' house, and he has an NES. And playing Mario for the first time, I just lost my freaking mind. And then the Super Nintendo came out. And this 70-year-old dude is buying Mario World and just smoking us. all all of us kids we're supposed to be amazing at video games, and he's just smoking us. It's just absolutely bananas. But I mean, my grandpa was just such a huge influence in getting us into hobbies. All of us, really. My brother, sister, like this, he was a big introductory part um, of our lives into different hobbies. He really supported me in my golf. Really supported me in everything, and I seriously owe a lot to him. I was very blessed, very fortunate. And then when it comes to other things like other hobbies like sports cards, my dad was the one that really got me into sports cards. He jumped on that train fairly early and just kept on riding it. So I those are just some of the beginnings, I guess, of a lot of the hobbies that are in my life now. And one thing that you don't realize as a child is hobbies are expensive. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but they're expensive. I haven't bought, well, okay, so I have bought a new set of clubs. Like, I just bought a new set of clubs, new to me, but they were like 8 years old, and I spent like $200, and I about lost it. Like, you can't buy a driver now for more, like brand new, for less than $400. It doesn't happen. I don't I don't get it. It's crazy. Stuff is just so spendy. Video games, brand new video game, $60. The Xbox One X, PlayStation 5, those are $600, $500. That's a lot. And early in my adulthood, it was it was a lot for me to try and justify to my wife that I'm going to spend $300 on an Xbox 360. And there's no easy conversation have with your wife. Like, I'm going to buy an Xbox. Where are you going to get the money? So it was, all right, well, I need to find a way to get the money, because it's true. It's hard. Sometimes you just don't have the money. Especially as a newlywed couple, I'm working as a CNA, and I'm making okay money, but not, I can go spend $300 on an Xbox money. So it was time to start to become resourceful. It was figuring out systems, the grind. I mentioned briefly about GameStop, I think in the previous video. You can buy games at yard sales and trade them into GameStop for stupid amounts of money. And it's games that nobody really wants to play anymore, but they still have this high trade value. The best example, and I haven't looked recently, so don't quote me on this one, but Wii Sports. Wii Sports was a game that was mass produced, just an ungodly amount. Came with every Wii, and then I think they sold some extras. And the Wii was the most successfully sold system in the US. Just absolutely bananas. But people have these. They may not have their Wii, but they've got like 20 copies of Wii Sports for whatever reason. And you can buy these at yard sales for $1, 50 cents. And then you wait. And you just start perusing GameStop. And they'll do trade-in deals where you get an extra 50% on your trade, or we'll give you $10 more on your trade if it qualifies, blah, blah, blah. So I'm trading in a copy of Wii Sports daily for $20 until I can build up and buy myself an Xbox. I mean, that's the only reason that I have an Xbox Series X is Wii Sports. Wii Sports bought me an Xbox Series X. Wii Sports has bought me pretty much my entire new video game collection. It keeps me in good with the Mario on the Switch games and all that stuff. But you have to find ways to be resourceful sometimes to get some of the things that you want, and it's pretty amazing the things that you can do. You just need to figure out the ins and the outs of specific industries, or for games, board games, trading cards. There's ways to weave in and out and find your way around the system. Hit that loophole. It's like couponing for geeks. You know, you're not really cheating the system, but you're just using the system to your advantage. And sometimes you just have to do it. That's the only way that you can get some of these new things, because you see those videos all the time, yikes, all the time, that what did I get with now that I'm adult? I have adult money, and now I can buy adult things. And then you end up with adult problems, and you have this massive Ninja Turtle collection. But it's finding creative ways to get your collection, to build up your collection, and there's definitely creative ways to do it. So I want to thank you for tuning into this video, and in the next video what I want to do is I want to talk about the pandemic and how it has shifted how I do collecting, how I view collecting. So what I want you to do is I want you to go to rainashane.com, and I want you to join up at the website. I will leave a link to the website down in the comments section here, but I want you to go to Rain Shane, join up so you don't miss out on any of these videos. Appreciate you. Stay safe.